What's good, people? It's the Rap Roundtable here. Your boy Jarv, Sincere the Rap Snob, Diddy the Balance, the homie Mase. We just need y'all to like, share, and subscribe when you tap into the videos. We're trying to reach 10K subs, and with your help, we can definitely do that. Especially people who watch the videos and don't sub. You watching, we appreciate it, but the subs help us run it up even more. For our people who are already sub, make sure you hit that bell right next to the subscribe option. Pick all. When you pick all, it allows us to feed you what you need to get from us immediately. If you don't hit all, you'll get it when YouTube decides to give it to you. But if you hit all, you get the streams, you get the community posts, you get our regular uploads, you get everything. Hit all, help us run these numbers up, 10K, build a Rap Roundtable brand. Tap in with us. Peace.
The Rap Roundtable.
The most dangerous, most inspirational, most influential, New York's #1 podcast for hip hop rap has reached episode 80. The Rap Roundtable is here, y'all.
ARP. Holla at us.
Shit. Not only the road to 10K, but the road to 100, huh? It's your boy Jarv here alongside Sincere the Rap Snob.
What up, what up?
Alongside the homie Mase.
Oh no, yeah.
Deanie is not with us. He's celebrating his birthday. We miss you, Dean. It's very awkward not having the balance with the round table, you know what I mean? But again,
me off, man.
Enjoy yourself. Enjoy that time. Take care of yourself. We'll hold it down until you get back.
Island vibes.
Magic 3 drop. The internet has basically melted down.
Facts.
It's a lot of things going on. The live went crazy. Hip hop is in abundance right now. The beat you hear in the background is brought to you by Sincere the Rap Snob. He makes beats.
Holla at me.
You know what I'm saying? You can find the Rap Roundtable on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and of course, Twitter. We got a lot to talk about, so I'm not going to waste too much more of your time. Pleasantries are there. Roundtablemerch.com.
Yes,
hit that like button. Get us to 300 likes. And you know what? Do us a favor as well. We got about 8,000 plus subscribers. I don't know the exact number anymore. I just know it's not 10. We need to get to 10K.
Right.
So
But
About 82.
if you're a watcher of the Rap Roundtable and you don't follow us on the socials, make sure you do that. Go to Instagram, the Rap Roundtable. Go to Twitter, Rap Roundtable PC. Follow those two pages because we're gonna, as we continue to expand this brand, we're gonna be spending more. We already spend a lot of time on Twitter, but we're basically we're kind of re-rolling out our Instagram aesthetic. So make sure that you follow us over there and help us continue to build our reach on all platforms, not just YouTube. We love y'all for what y'all do for us on YouTube, but if you could just give us that follow, it's free. It's not a Patreon. It's a free social media platform.
Yep.
Twitter, Rap Roundtable PC, Instagram, The Rap Roundtable. Follow us everywhere because every platform is a little bit different. It's a different wrinkle of the Rap Roundtable brand, and we want you to be tapped into all of it. And of course,
we are tonight's entertainment.
So, Magic 3, the dust has settled. Usually when Nas drops, it's like kind of like a hurricane. You know what I'm saying? Right. It's that initial storm, everyone goes crazy. Then we hit the eye, it cools off for a little second. And then it picks up again once the eye passes, and now people are starting to give their takes. Where does it land? They've listened to it about 20 times, and they're talking about like, is it a classic? Is it better than this? Is it better than that? And then we're now landing in that area where it's like people are now starting to get off of their recency bias and start to really tell the truth about where this album lands in the Nas lexicon. I love the Nas Hurricanes. It's very entertaining for me to watch. The fans go crazy. Fans push back against the Nas fans going crazy. Nas fans fighting each other, saying it's not primo. You know what I'm saying? All of that goes on. It's really a hurricane.
Right.
But Sincere the Rap Snob.
Yes,
now that
sir.
the dust has settled, you've listened to it a few times.
Yes.
Is Magic 3 still exactly what you thought it was?
Yes, it is. It hasn't risen or fallen from exactly where I placed it upon first listening to it. I'm hearing some chat out there. Like I'm hearing some people with the pushback saying, oh, y'all just overhyping Magic 3 because like, it's because of the run and the Hitboy era and, recency bias. Like, look, so what if we are? Honestly, like we have to put this into some real perspective here. You know what I mean? Like, imagine looking back in 1998, right? Watching The Last Dance, and watching the scenes of the 1998 Game 6 in the finals, seeing the last shot and being like, that game was overhyped, or that run was overhyped, or that championship was overhyped. Bro, fuck out of here. Like, you're wildin'. You know what I mean? Very much like, and again, I'm gonna make this analogy to the 90s Bulls and the double three-peat, right? Because that's what they pulled off, 2 three-peats with these 2 series. The run that they had, the Chicago Bulls in the 90s, there were certain seasons that were more dominant than other seasons. Right. Just like with this series, there were certain albums that were more dominant than other albums sonically. You know what I mean? Or there were some albums that were better than other albums sonically. But a chip is a chip. The runs are what they are. You know what I mean? If I'm looking at Magic 3, I'm not looking at it like, I'm gonna be honest, I'm not looking at it like KD 3. KD 3 is still my favorite. Okay. You know what I mean? Personally, that's just me. A lot of people out there saying, yo, Magic 3 has surpassed KD 3 in their rankings. Right. That's cool for you. For me, it's still KD 3 hands down. You know what I mean? To me, KD 3 is the what was it? The 72 wins?
72.
72 and the 72 and 10 season for the Bulls. That's what KD 3
Bulls.
is for me.
That's real.
The 96 Bulls. That's what KD 3 is for me.
So is Magic 3 the 97 Bulls?
No, Magic 3 is 98. Magic 3 is
Last Dance.
Last Dance. Okay.
Gave us a battle rap level punchline, like,
you know what I mean?
Bro.
So, you got to take it in its totality. Pause.
This guy's sick.
Nah, I needed that hate. But no, you have to perceive it in its totality. The album does not exist in a vacuum. Honestly, none of these albums exist in a vacuum. We have to, look at it in its own grand scope. 6 albums in 3 years. Magic 3 is a beautiful way to close out the era, close out the 6-peat, the 2 3-peats, and it's beautiful for me. You know what I mean? It is exactly what it was when I first listened to it.
Okay, Masito. I know, you tend to be a little more reserved with your Nas takes.
Of course.
And fair is fair. We've been running the offense, but you've been just standing in the corner. We haven't been feeding you the ball how we supposed to. And I apologize. You've had a lot of traffic.
It's fine.
Sin and I dominated the reaction. I know that.
Hey, man.
The live, we had a lot of traffic.
We did.
You know what I'm saying?
We did.
Now, I think it's your
Bruce
time.
Bowen.
I think it's your time to shine now.
Now listen, Sin is right. I don't feel any different about the album than I felt, I don't know, a couple days ago, but the way I think about it, you know what I mean? It's like the album I don't feel any different about the album. The album makes me feel different about the rest of the catalog.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So it's like when you hear an album and you're like, okay, maybe this isn't the pinnacle. Maybe this isn't what I thought it was. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, Magic 3 is each album in the Hitboy Nas discography served a different purpose, right? I think this album, the Nas vulnerability, the introspection, is something that no Nas album has displayed. So while Magic 1, they said Magic 1 brought you back to the 90s feel, right? They said that, Magic 2 was like the future feel. You know what I mean? He trying to, sound like, what the kids sound like. You know what I mean? KD1, he was still, getting sharp. You know what I mean? There's a lot of, every album served a different purpose. We know KD3, listen, that's the atom bomb right there. But listen, man, at the end of the day, I think that this album provided something that a no Nas album ever has. You know what I mean? I feel like I know Nas better than any like maybe since Illmatic when he was, you know what I'm saying? Honestly, like, did you feel like at the end of the day, when you listen to It Was Written, did you feel like you knew Nas better? You know what I'm saying? Or did you just feel like you heard a great album? That's the thing. When I hear this album, I feel like I'm right there with hitting Nas. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, nah, this album doesn't make me feel, I don't feel any different about it. It makes me feel different about the rest of his catalog. Honestly, like, it make me start wondering where this place is.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
We'll get to that in a second. Do you want to get into where it might place? Matter of fact, we're not. We're going to save that for down the road because we do have the Hitboy and Nas power rankings eventually. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
and maybe when we get into those
classic.
power rankings, we'll start talking about where these albums might fall. Because I think Magic 3 kind of reshuffles the whole lexicon. I think the discography, I think it belongs in different conversations. Is it Illmatic or It Was Written? For me, no.
Right.
But it might be in that top 5 conversation. It might be.
Man.
What y'all think, chat? Is it in that top 5
Should we do a
discussion?
tier list, guys? I heard the internet's like that.
I know. I
The
ended up
Nas tier list?
Hey, we might have to, bro.
Then we gonna have to do a whole tier list because, I got to get my cake back. Apparently, I lost it.
Man.
You know what I mean?
but I know I ended up putting KD3 in the top 5. So you're saying you're putting.
I'm not. I'm just asking the public.
Oh, okay.
I'm just asking.
All right.
What y'all think?
But for me, Magic 3 definitely is what I thought it was. I've gone back to it, and it just makes me, it makes me very, very excited about rap again. I feel like, rappers did drop, artists did drop earlier in the year. But between what we got from Spesh and Conway, then what Rand gave us, what Nicholas Craven and those boys gave us, and then what Nas and Hit gave us, and what else is going to be coming down the road.
Right.
I'm very excited about the cold months of the rest of the year. Winter music is going to be, it's triple fat goose music. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking it there. North Face music, you know what
Marmots.
I mean? Mermons, you know what I'm saying? The Merm season for my Uptown heads, you dig? The Avarex season, all of that. I feel like we are in a good space. When it comes to Magic 3, though, the hurricane came through and it stood. I think this is one, to me, the Hitboy, to use a media terminology, like 10 poles. Pause. You know what I mean? Just for those who are childish. There's things that they're
That's
gonna.
us.
Yeah, it's us.
Actually.
We're them. You know what I mean? To me, KD3 and Magic 3, the final acts of each trilogy.
Let's talk about that.
Those are the two that are gonna hold up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's chain links and pillars. I talk about that in my sports podcast. These are the two pillars that are gonna hold up the Hitboy era for 20 years down the line, 30 years down the line, when we revisit these conversations. Those are the two projects that we're gonna remember the most. And it's like Mase made that comment about feeling like Nas. Yeah, he was an open book. I won't say vulnerable, but he was open. You were right. To me, like, whatever he was going through in that moment, or whatever his life is about in that moment, that's what the album was.
Riding shotgun.
Can I just chime in real quick?
Mm-hmm.
Because there was one bar that I caught on I think the third listen, and it struck me. Because I don't think he's ever really alluded to this in any way, shape, or form. Like we kind of know, we know that, Nas has tendencies to be a bit of a recluse, away from the industry, away from the limelight. Take off 3 years here, 5 years there. You know what I mean? But there was this bar where he said, "They asking if I ever gonna be over rap, but I left a few times, just never told you that." You know what I mean? And that to Mace's point, yeah, that's something that regardless of how much of an open book Nas has been on certain projects, certain songs, certain albums, this is something he's never really told us open. You know what I mean? So to Mace's point, there is an extra layer that he's unlocked with Magic 3. And this is one of the bars that really exemplified that.
And to that point, part of it too is because of age. Most men, as they age, we tend to lose our filter. We give less of a fuck.
Facts.
And we just we just talk about whatever's on our mind. We talk about that shit. You dig? Like, and I feel like with this album, he's not fully quote old man Nas, get off my lawn Nas, but he's in a space where he's so comfortable within himself, and he knows that no one can tell him anything, that I can say whatever the fuck I want to say.
Right.
I can shout out whoever I want to shout out. I can shout out Hove and throw a dart at Hove on the same album. And you can't tell me shit. And he did that on this project. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm very comfortable with that as an artist because I'm getting old. And it's like, I'm losing my filter. And I'm like, shit, this is relatable. I don't give a fuck some days either. You know what I mean? Shout out to Nas. And it's like, to get to this space where...
Wait, you have a filter?
Yeah. I do. Believe it or not.
Allegedly.
So we experience filtered jars.
Yes. the Patreon, no.
Hey, look out for that.
If you think we're dangerous now.
Listen.
Shit. You know what I'm saying? How I look at this situation is this album's gonna stand up because it was so much thoughtfulness. A lot of, like I said it on the reaction, a lot of love, a lot of deep reverence. You know what I mean? Shout out to Nipsey. That I just feel like this guy right here, you know, he's won me over. I fought it for a long time, but he's won me over as far as I can say I'm a Nas fan. I still wear the Hove cape. I can say it.
The chat is throwing a party right now.
Oh, God.
He's won me over.
And Deanie's not here for this,
Right.
man.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man.
I mean, the Hove cape will be forever. But I can now say that I'm a Nas fan because it's like, as he's leveled up musically as an artist and Hitboy is whatever Hitboy did to challenge him to try some shit and it worked, I got nothing negative to say, bro. But what I will say on the flip side, let's get into it. Magic 2, I would say, was the most polarizing project of the entire run. With Magic 3 being out and the dust being settled, how do we view Magic 2 now?
Listen, let me go first. This is where I had a problem with everybody jumping out the window about Magic 2 when it dropped and having that recency bias and throwing on the Nas capes and the Nas and Hitboy capes, tying them up super tight because it was like, bro, so where do we go from here? So like, if you call Magic 2 a classic and gave it 5 mics, what is Magic 3 then?
12 mics, I guess.
But, you know what I mean? Like you have, there has to be somewhere to go after you give something 5 mics. You know what I mean? And so yeah, no, I mean, Magic 2, you know what I mean? There's a couple joints on there that I'll go back to, but you know, I've made it very, very evident. It wasn't my favorite out of the series. And Magic 3 just came through and just like, for me, kind of pushed it to the side a little bit, maybe, you know, washed it aside. And I'm glad they spun the block that quick with Magic 3.
What about you, Mase?
I saw a lot of people say that Magic 3 made Magic 1 seem like an EP. I'm gonna say Magic 3 made Magic 2 seem like a mixtape almost. You know what I'm saying? It just seems like Magic 3 was being made and they decided this doesn't fit with the album. This doesn't fit with the album. Not that it's because that's what we always
kind of like more fish with fish scale.
Right. Perfect.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah.
It is like I get it. It's hard to judge, you know, a Nas album if he's always rapping his ass off on every song. You know what I mean? But you have to be able to do that sometimes. You know what I mean? Because when you hear this and you hear great songwriting and you hear great sequencing and you hear production match with lyrics perfectly, just like Sin says, what do you say about Magic 2 now? Right. You know what I'm saying? And it's not any denigration to it.
Right.
We say it's 6 rings, but it's just like there's clear levels.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, Magic 3, it blows Magic 2 out of the water, honestly.
Fair play. For me, just to tie it all together, when the news broke, Sin and I got on, we did an impromptu live where we talked about maybe we'll look at Magic 2 differently if it feels like it's one half of a whole. Maybe Magic 2 was side A to Magic 3 side B. In fact, I don't think maybe I'm wrong, but there is no connection between Magic 2 and Magic 3 being a double album, because that's what we were wondering at the time. For me, it resets the margin. Like, at this point, we can tell the truth about Magic 2. Like, as a family, a podcast, the chat, the supporters of the Rap Roundtable, Magic 3 redefines the levels as far as the Magic series goes. Now, because at the end of the day, and it's like we people, you know, and you know, sometimes niggas do get judgmental and shit like that. That's just part of the process. And you want to defend your favorite rapper. I felt like with Magic 2, there were people who were really making sure that there was no smut on Nas's name.
Right.
Maybe some people really do feel that Magic 2 is a 5 mic album. But I know for a fact there was people who defended their favorite rapper because niggas was really jumping out the window on the slander side. Not us, but people on the internet were trying to slander Magic 2 OD.
Yeah.
You dig? And motherfuckers had to make sure that they defended Nas from the smut.
See, I tried to tell you.
Right. But I think with Magic 3 dropping, now we can say maybe Magic 2 wasn't 5 mics. Maybe it's 4 mics. Because Magic 3 is so much more than Magic 2.
Yeah.
That honestly, Magic 2 is kind of like the little brother to Magic 1 and Magic 3.
And being sandwiched in between Magic 3 and KD 3 is like,
It's
you
tough.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's tough,
It's
bro.
tough.
It's tough.
And like, I think we talked about that. It's, you know what I mean? Like KD3 was such a monster that whatever came after that was gonna have a tough act to follow.
Exactly.
And maybe Nas knew that and was like, you know what, why am I gonna try to follow KD3 with something monstrous when I already know I got Magic 3 in the tuck? So let's give them a little break.
Yep.
It's like when you have a tasting and you go to the restaurant because Dini's not here. Somebody got to talk about food.
Keeping the spirit alive.
If you got a little chicken and you go to a fancy restaurant and you get the tasting menu, everything don't hit the same. They layer it in a way where certain things are not gonna hit on the same level as the next thing. If you ever had the tasting menu at a nice restaurant, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. And I think Magic 2 was the break. Like, it's still tasty, it's good, but it's not what you had with Magic 1 or Magic 3. But your palate needed a break before you got to the fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take it to a movie analogy.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of movie trilogies where like I enjoyed the first one and the third one more than the second one. And the only one I could come up with, and I might get some tomatoes thrown at me, which is fine.
The ready.
The Back to the Future trilogy. Because I mean the first one is the all-time classic.
Yes.
And I'm in the very silent minority that likes the third one more than the second one. Everybody loves the second Back to the Future.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, other than the fucking Nike mags, like, what is great about that movie? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make any sense. You jump
Nike
into the
mags
future
ruined this
to
nigga.
save events that haven't happened yet. It just doesn't make any sense.
You know
I
what?
and I really like Back to the Future.
I got a better trilogy to save you from yourself. And again, because we're bringing things full circle.
Right.
This is the Die Hard trilogy. Die Hard, because the rest of them shits don't count.
No.
Fuck them shits. It's Die Hard,
century
Die Hard 2, Die Hard with a Vengeance. That's where it ends.
Right.
Live Free or Die Hard don't count. Whatever
What's
the
that?
opposite. Fuck that. You know what I mean? But to me, Die Hard 2 is not Die Hard 1. Die Hard 1 is a fake Christmas movie that niggas argue about every year. and if you look closely on your cable providers, they put out Die Hard 1 around Christmas every year. Nobody remembers Die Hard 2. But then Die Hard 3 with Die Hard with a Vengeance drops for
is
Samuel L.
crazy.
Jackson. Legendary shit.
Super.
And to me, Magic 1 is Die Hard 1, Magic 2 is Die Hard 2. Still a good movie, but it's not the first one, nor is it on the scale or the grandiosness. That's not a word, I just made it up, of the third one. That's it for me. Save you from that
Nah,
Back
that's
to the
fine.
Future shit.
But I do want to holler at the chat. Chat, if there's any solidarity with my take at all, Back to the Future 3 is better than Back to the Future 2. Let me know.
The
Let me know.
cinematic roundtable.
Just let
You know
me
what I mean? Now we're movie critics. You know what I mean? to the Hitboy of it all. Hitboy, you know, he has worked with others. To me, people might think that it started with the Nas one. Rest in peace to Nip. Like, Hitboy started to warm around the time of Nipsey's last project. You know what I'm saying? Then he moved over to Benny the Butcher. You know what I'm saying? And then along the way, we started the 6P. But now that the dust is settled, rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle, we know that I think Alchemist and Hitboy working on Benny's project. But this ain't Nas. No disrespect to Benny, but he's not Nas. Where does this leave Hitboy go? True. Where does this leave Hitboy now that he's no longer the work is done? Sin.
I mean, first and foremost, I want to leave some space for Hitboy to enjoy his life a little bit and enjoy a person in his life that hasn't been around for a really long time. And I mean, his father just got out of prison, so let him enjoy his family life. Let him rebuild that father-son relationship. You know what I mean? So I'm hoping he takes some time for himself. Not that I know the guy, but I can relate to that sort of thing. And so I'm hoping he takes some time for himself to build and build on that relationship. You know what I mean? We talked, you mentioned Benny the Butcher. I definitely see some work with Benny the Butcher in the future. But also I kind of see, just based on how he gravitated to Nas and how plugged in he was with this entire run, with this whole movement, and didn't divert from it because he wanted to do it for the love of making music, for the love of making great music, for the love of the culture. I see him building a label. I see label work in his future. You know what I mean? And developing artists that, because the space, look, the space that we fuck with, we feel like it's in a good space. But the space that's out there, there's a lot of fuck shit. There's a lot of bullshit. You know what I mean? And so I feel like Hitboy can be that sort of bridge. You know what I mean? Much in the same way that Kanye was once upon a time. He could be that sort of bridge where he has enough connections to the mainstream, but also has these,
underground.
Yeah, he's also rooted in just making good music and doing shit for the love and the culture and the art. So I see him, developing some type of label where he can really nurture those sort of artists.
Okay, Mase.
Good shit, Sin. Sin mentioned a vacation, and I'm gonna have to remind him that kind of sounds like nonsense. I vividly remember eating some good pizza from our guys.
Down on Rosa.
Yes, sir. Eating some good pizza. This is the episode that you missed, y'all.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Eating some good pizza. You know what I'm saying? Greenery was in the air.
Of course.
Censor that if you have to, y'all.
No, we're not. Weed is legal.
We blasting Future. Me and Dean. We talking, Patreon level, talk. And Sin is in the corner making beats on his phone, bro. I was like, wait, is this guy making a beat right now? Super producers don't take vacations, even during pizza, fellas. All right, so Sin, you're wildin', gang. You're wildin', bro.
Hold on, Mase. Are you saying?
The fuck are you talking about?
You know what I mean?
The fuck are you talking about?
In a brotherly way, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I mean? It's wild
Pause
right now.
if applicable.
Nah, it's safe.
But honestly, the next move Hitboy needs to make, man. Listen, we've had Sinister with Corday. We've had Timeless with Benny the Butcher. We've had Never Die with Nas. It's time for Wayne and Hitboy to come through, man. I'm sorry. It's time for the Wayne Hitboy connection. I don't want to hear no more Wayne over no more Swiss beats. Please. My ears are bleeding. You know what I'm saying? No more Swiss beats. Please, my nigga. No. This is what we need.
But he just produced that Busta Rhymes and Coi Leray joint.
Oh man. Listen, who was that for? You know what I mean? I like to know. You know what I mean?
No. That's the next installment of Nobody Asked for This. That's what it is. And it's the latest installment, bro.
Maybe the greatest fucking definition of who asked for this, bro. Like, neither Coi Leray fans, all 15 of them, or Busta Rhymes fans, bro. Like, nobody asked for that.
Wow,
But
bro. That's
honestly,
crazy, bro.
like, that's what we need. We need Hitboy to revive Wayne. You know what I mean? No Carters. We just need Wayne to lock in with a producer that niggas trust, that can guide the vision, that'll just provide the sound #soundscape for Wayne to go off like we all been waiting on. You know what I mean? So that's what I want to see Wayne and Hitboy.
Okay.
You know what I mean? If it's an EP. If it's a 10-track, whatever, man, that's what I want to hear.
Heard it. All right, so, you know, what I'll say is this. I'm looking forward to the Benny the Butcher project because, to me, Burden of Proof is my favorite personally. I'm not claiming best and all of that. Y'all niggas, y'all be fiending. Cause y'all I know y'all ready to jump on me right now. I'm not saying it's the best.
That's all three.
But the Burden of Proof, the production on that, when Hitboy delivered to Benny, is my favorite Hitboy work. His interpretation of what Griselda was at that point in time, 2020, amazing. Sly Green, bro. Like, oh my God. If you haven't heard Sly Green yet, go listen to that shit. Because the thing is, when you're a producer, and dare I say, Hitboy's a curator now. He curates certain sounds for each artist. Nas is not rhyming on the Sly Green. That's not his bag. You dig? Right. He can, but that's not who he is. Right. Benny, however, is a Sly Green type of nigga, and we heard what that song was. We heard War Paint. We heard shit like that. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like Famous, that joint. Like this joint, yo, if you haven't heard Burden of Proof, you're playing yourself, first of all.
We need that part too.
Yeah.
Listen to me. So, with that being said, I'm excited to see that layer of Hitboy return. But the flip side of it all is, I'm not going to say what I'm looking for. What I'll say is what needs to happen. Because as much as there's adulation, with the adulation comes skepticism. And that being said, there's going to be a large segment of hip-hop who's looking to see what Hitboy can do now, in this moment, beyond the Nas umbrella. Because there's motherfuckers, again, who hated on Hitboy and said, if Nas is good, Nas can carry any beat, it don't matter. Now, there's going to be people who say, now that you did 6 and you're not in that umbrella anymore, you're back here, you're working with this guy, that guy, and Walt over here, what does this shit sound like? Is it fire, or are you gonna fade away? So I think for Hitboy now, he has to stick the landing. If Benny's next, if it does happen to be a Wayne project, or whomever it might be, it needs to be fire. Because there's gonna be those skeptics who they're waiting to hate. We talk about that all the time. There's always niggas waiting to hate, and it's a good percentage of niggas waiting to hate on your next move, just to say that you benefited from Nas's greatness, as opposed to you and Nas collaborated to make fire.
Right.
So for me, Hit, if you're watching, listen, your next move got to be your best move. That's how I look at that shit. You know what I'm saying? But before we get into the next topic, real quick, hit that like button, 300 likes, subscribe, notification bell, and also, last but not least, roundtablemerchant.com. And oh, by the way, when this actual podcast version of the episode is done, we have an interview with Lyrical Linkz. Make sure that you stick around for that, because we know how some of y'all, not all of y'all, but you know how some of y'all do. Oh, an unsigned artist comes on, I just run away. I don't want to hear from him. Y'all be in this bag about, hip hop needs to be on a certain level. Hip hop needs to be represented properly, and we bring these artists on.
We need new artists. We need new energy.
Right. And then we bring them on, and then you don't even give them a chance.
Be like my boy Isaac Cello. He always stays.
Come on now.
In interviews, man.
And let me tell you right now. Lyrical Linkz. I haven't said this about any of our guests either. Lyrical Linkz is the next one. No gas, no bullshit. He's the next one. If you love bars, you love song making ability, you love charisma, lyricism, entendres, metaphors, Lyrical Linkz.
He's raw, bro.
Yeah.
He's raw too. Like,
All right.
It's crazy.
If you leave, it's because you want to leave. You're not trying to jack no other artists. Yeah, y'all niggas is lying.
We get it, guys.
Somebody lying out there.
Yeah.
Quavo. His album dropped. Mesito.
Yes, sir.
32K first week. Tough. I don't know what's going on in hip hop right now with the record sales.
Kind of crazy.
He comes out and he says that hip hop needs a mixtape outlet for artists to reset their momentum and gain traction yet again. Basically, is what he was saying. He want the Wayne route, where you basically can rebrand, reinvigorate, and create energy for your next project. When you heard him say that, or read him say that, I should say, what were your takeaways?
My first thought was, damn, this man is dead in the water. Like, that sounded like, listen, no shots at Philly, one of Philly's finest. It sounded like one of the Meek Mill tweets where Meek Mill start, begging, like, hey, anybody know how to find a private jet? It's like, Meek, I'm supposed to be asking you about this. But it sounded real desperate. The album just dropped. There was a lot of hype because he had the Grammy performance. Rest in peace to Takeoff. But we all know
Awards,
this.
You mean?
The Grammys, actually.
Grammys?
Yeah, they had a Grammy performance, didn't they?
Grammys is like back in February, bro.
Yeah, but him and Offset, they came together.
That was the BET Awards.
That was BET Awards. My mistake, y'all. Quavo had his own performance during the Grammys for the Take. That's right when Takeoff passed. But listen, what I thought, damn, this boy is cold, man. Like, he just dropped the album. Just like we said, there's rest in peace to Takeoff, but there's usually big business behind death in hip hop. So the fact that he was so connected to, something that was viral like that, and it still was cold. Nobody was bumping the Takeoff posthumous verses. You know what I'm saying?
Which were fire.
Listen, Quavo's cold out here. You know what I mean? From Beyonce to Michelle in a couple short years. You know what I mean? So another thing I thought is that, like,
hold on. Wow. That's what we doing?
Listen, man. Shouts to
crazy.
What's Quavo's real name? Is it Quavius?
I think so.
Shit? Oh man.
Ask Joe Button.
You know what I mean? Shouts to Joseph, man. Shouts to Saxstone. But what I thought, wow. What I
That's
thought,
a straight.
Listen,
That's crazy, bro.
Sorry, man. Freedom is fire though. But like, what I thought to myself was, he's completely out of touch, bro. Like, a mixtape outlet so we could blow up, like, what do you say, Wayne, Future, Gucci, and Migos. First of all, the Migos was not in that. Like, yeah, Wayne has legendary mixtapes. Shout to Drought 3 about to come back to streaming services. We already know about the Future 3-peat. Gucci Mane, he blew up off mixtapes. Does anybody know a Gucci Mane album? Probably no between the three of you. You know what I'm saying? Like, and rightfully so. So it's like, no, Migos was never mixtape legends on that level.
In Atlanta, they were, to be fair.
Kind of, sort of. They were legends, but not mixtape legends. You know what I'm saying?
Hannah Montana wasn't on no mixtape.
Hannah Montana. We had Hannah Montana. We had No Label 2. But those were straight to streaming services even back in the day. Those were streamed albums. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, Quavo sound like a nigga that's desperate, that's trying to, like, think of a way, and he don't know how to think of a way. Listen, in modern times, the way, what he wants is like the feature run, right? The Lil Durk, got a feature run, or, Cardi got a feature run, j.cole got a feature run. You know what I mean? Posing a picture with Sexy Red like Drake. You know what I mean? Go find what Central C is doing.
No, please don't do that.
You know what I'm saying?
Don't listen to Mase.
Do it.
What's Sukihana doing, man? You know what I'm saying? Like, Glorilla, revive her. You know what I mean? But
honestly,
that's the way.
Quavo and Glow might go crazy.
That would kind of go crazy. The
I
new
wouldn't be
joint
mad
that
at
Glow
that.
drop had a crazy beat. I'm not gonna lie, but you just sound like a
Sexy
nigga that's
Red.
way out of touch. You know what I mean? Like a nigga that is panicking about where shit is going. His business is bad. His group is gone. Offset's dressing up like Michael Jackson. Shit, niggas is panicking, y'all.
Mase, that Offset video is nasty, bro.
I didn't even peep it. I know. Yeah, y'all shared it.
Sis said, "Fuck."
Why are you rapping?
No, I didn't. I saw it, but I was busy. and then I
Rapping
never
like
went back.
a combination of Juicy J and Project Pat, dressed like Michael Jackson in the what was it? Not the was it
Smooth
Thriller?
Criminal?
Smooth Criminal with
Yeah,
a splash of Thriller.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I didn't watch it, but I saw a picture of it. So
What's
that's how I know.
No, son, you didn't miss anything.
Okay.
What?
Just explain out there because I didn't watch it, but I knew it was a Smooth Criminal.
What's going on? Again, the latest entry into Nobody Asked for This is that Offset video where he's cosplaying as Michael Jackson.
Oh.
Stop it. Stop. Now, again, I'm not knocking niggas for having their favorites. I'm not. But nobody asked for that. Let Mike rest in peace.
Please.
If we want a Michael Jackson cosplayer, we have Usher. We have Chris Brown. We don't need Offset. Thanks.
Was he doing the kick and the
nigga
crotch grab and all that?
He was cosplaying, bro. He had the white suit, the red leather jacket. He was doing the dancing and all of that. Now
so there was different outfits for different scenes.
Yeah.
He was in the movie theater from the Thriller scene.
Eating popcorn?
Yes.
Like we know Offset used to pop and lock back in the day.
He's a dancer. We know that.
Yeah.
That is true.
He raps about being a drug dealer, but I don't even know
video?
anymore. You know what I'm saying?
What's that?
He was in a special delivery video, right?
I don't even know. Listen, chat, was Offset in a special delivery video?
He might be.
Shaking those shoulders like Sin when that Cardi comes on, bro.
Honestly.
Don't do that. Don't do that, bro. Don't tell lies like that.
You do dance to that Cardi, bro. You love Cardi,
what?
bro.
That Cardi B fan, bro.
That bongo? Nah.
You don't like the bongos?
Nah.
Wasn't indictment on that bongos, man?
Wait for my lawn segment. Wait for my
Say
lawn.
less.
Right, copy.
I'm coming to you in a second, Sin. Pause. You know what I mean? But it's like, we stayed on the Quavo topic. We know as a collective of the Migos, the remaining Migos, recipes to take off. It's cold because yet again he's taking like pictures for the socials with Cardi where he's like pantomime in the back shot pose.
Yeah.
There was the other joint where he was grabbing her yams. You know what I'm saying? Right. So it's like they're doing everything to try to create interest, generate traction, stream, trend. Honestly, the only way for Quavo and Offset, I'm sorry, to matter in 2023 is for them to come together as the remaining Migos. Whatever posthumous takeoff verses you have, use them and reform the Migos because independently, y'all not Wu-Tang. Y'all not even the Locks, bro. Yeah, there's no SP or Kiss on Migos. You guys are honestly, they're still good enough and the chemistry is there because when they had their BET Awards performance, to bring it back to you, Mase, the chemistry is still there. I'll listen to an Offset and Quavo album.
Yeah.
Sincere's ready.
Here's my correction.
What's the word, Sam?
It was a Whitney Houston video.
Oh, man.
Shit. I'd
rather be.
Was a
special
backup
delivery.
dancer.
Oh, let's get it. You know what I mean?
Whitney Houston video. I don't know where I got special delivery from.
Because you wanted it to be that.
I did want it to be that. But I think
Sin tried to save him, bro.
Damn it,
the
man.
conflating happened because I think he was doing the Harlem Shake in that Whitney Houston video.
He was doing Harlem Shakes in a Whitney Houston video, and then he was trapping out the bando. That's crazy.
So, Sincere.
Yeah.
Quavo made those comments about the mixtape.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm a little conflicted because I've talked about it here on the round table. I wasn't really plugged into the mixtape scene when it was bubbling. But thinking back on it, like I understand its place in the culture. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I come from an era where mixtapes meant something completely different. So when I started seeing these mixtapes, I'm like, these aren't mixtapes. These are projects that are, out on the street. But I understand its purpose in the culture, and that was for people to build up and develop their career, and with no rules, right? They were untethered to labels. They were untethered to the rules of record making. You didn't have to clear samples. You could rap on anybody's beat. You know what I mean? You just like this was like the Wild Wild West. You know what I mean? And so in that sense, I kind of feel him in a sense where like this was an era where you could take it back to like the essence of the culture. You didn't have to worry about, you know what I mean, like clearing a sample. You didn't have to worry about like, oh, like somebody already rapped to this beat. Fuck it. Jack the beat and just rap to it better. You know what I mean? So like that essence of the culture, like in the art form, like I get it. but that era is so far gone. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, in a sense, I wish there was some separation between all of the actual mixtapes that come out on DSPs, plus the EPs, plus the albums, plus the things that are called playlists. Drake, like, what is that? Like it's all lumped into like this umbrella term called projects now. Like everything is just a project. Right. Whether it's an EP, mixtape, playlist, album, whatever. It's a project. So everything is just lumped together, but it all adheres to the same rules of record making. You know what I mean? And so like I kind of feel like the where he's coming from, but it's just it's a bygone era. Like you just have to like let it rest in peace and just think ahead of like, you know what I mean, what's next? How am I gonna make this work for me?
Put your shit out on Bandcamp.
Well, that's the other point. I appreciate Bandcamp. I do. But people in the industry are not gonna look at Bandcamp and be like, yeah, I want to put my project on. People will look at Bandcamp the same way they look at Android phones.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Like, because no.
Wow.
And because there's nothing.
I have an iPhone. You don't have to qualify.
Well, listen, there's like legit, if you have a fire Android phone, there's nothing wrong with Android phones.
Yeah, it is.
There's nothing, technically speaking, there's nothing in terms of the technology of it. There's nothing wrong with an Android phone.
Walt, you got an iPhone or Android? Yeah, come on, what are we doing here?
I mean, look, I'm not caping too hard for Android. I have an iPhone too, but there's nothing technically wrong with Android. It's just the perception of it. Like people will look at it and be like, "Yo, that's for broke motherfuckers." You know what I mean? And so when they look at Bandcamp, they're like somebody. I was in the Migos. I'm gonna go to Bandcamp now. I'm not doing that. That's
here's where I'll jump in and say that Dipset many moons ago on fire. Before they went to Koch, who was talking about Koch? Dipset made Koch lit, and for a couple of years, Koch was one of the hottest independent platforms, distributors in the world. A Quavo going over to Bandcamp might make other niggas feel like if Quavo can do it, maybe I can do it. It just takes one person to do it. But here's the thing, Quavo, and I'm talking to you now. The issue isn't a mixtape market. It's not that. It's you. You are the same artist you were 6 years ago, 10 years ago. You haven't done anything different. At a certain point, you can't just say, you can't just eventually learn a new ad lib and then you throw that little sound in there. Switch it up, nigga.
And I don't want to get on my snob shit, but I'm going to get on my snob shit. It speaks to the disposability of that style.
Yeah. And honestly, there was a second where, you know, Future was mad at niggas because a lot of niggas was cosplaying as Future.
Yeah.
Quavo was guilty of that. Yeah. But he was doing it with the same flow, the same approach, the same rhyme schemes. Even Future had to switch it up just a tad bit.
Right.
And he worked his way back around. Quavo, the Migos, whatever that flow is the triple time. I don't know what the fuck to call it. But whatever it is that you're doing, you need to rebrand. The mixtape market can't save you if you giving niggas the same shit. Because at the end of the day, to Sin's point, a stream is still a stream, nigga. Whether it's on Bandcamp, whether it's on DatPiff.
Yeah.
Niggas is still gonna have to choose whether they want to stream your shit or not. And if you're giving them the same shit over and over and over again, the Takeoff verses and the Future verses on your album stood out because they're different. You do the same thing on every beat. Maybe you need to look at yourself and say, you know what? Atlanta has changed. We see what Gunna's doing. Even with a charge and allegedly snitching, Gunna's the new Atlanta. There's a few other niggas in Atlanta who represent the new Atlanta. You're still the old Atlanta. Imagine that. Fucking Quavo's old now.
That's crazy, right?
You know what I'm saying? Takeoff. I keep saying Takeoff. Offset is old now.
Old Atlanta.
Because of the way the gestation period of what an artist is, they're all old, which leads into the next topic. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Lyrical Linkz interview on the way. RoundtableMerch.com. Copy your truckers. Is the era of the rap megastar over?
You know what?
Masito. Hold on, Sen. Let's hear from Mase. He's the youngest one here.
Is the era of the rap superstar over? I go back and forth with this, to be honest. You know, we've spoken about it. Ebro's spoken about it. You know,
not superstar, megastar. Who's the number one rap megastar right now? Aubrey.
Easily. Drake. Easily.
Is there someone gonna? Is anybody gonna fill those shoes?
Is anybody gonna fill those shoes? Some people would like to act like NBA YoungBoy is that guy because of the numbers. That's not it. He's just not fill out a marketable enough. Not marketable enough. Not somebody that, you know, is gonna be on the front of the rap life, you know, playlist. You know what I mean? Like it just doesn't. The music doesn't move enough people. You know what I mean? So just like you say, Drake. You know, the last generation we've had, right? The Drake, Cole, Kendrick, you know, collective, and it's like. Yikes, have we really had anybody since then? You know, before that trio, you had Wayne. Before that, you had 50. And then, you know, before that, we had the 90s, right? You know, it's 100 people, you know. But
Kanye was in there.
Kanye, I absolutely got to give Kanye his props. Kanye might be a bigger star than all of the motherfuckers, honestly. But,
still,
right, to this day. But do we have a rap megastar right now? Job, I think they're dead. I'm gonna be honest with you. You know, I thought Triple X could have been that. I thought Juice WRLD could have been that. You know what I mean? I don't Pop Smoke. You know what I'm saying? Because
so you mean literally?
Yeah, they're actually dead. Rest in peace to all three of them. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna be honest. I don't see who's gonna be the rap megastar. You know what I mean? We love him. Nas is the biggest story in hip hop right now, for the culture right now. And as much as I love Nas, a 50-year-old rapper being the biggest thing, we seen Puffy, we seen Mary J, we seen the Locks. That's where niggas want to be at right now. There is no young rapper right now that niggas want to be around energy wise. That say I want a verse from that guy. That you see a motherfuckers playing they shit in their IG story, bumping in the background. I don't think so, y'all, and that's kind of scary.
That's tough. Sam.
I'm gonna say this. I hope it is dead. I hope the rap megastar is dead.
Wow, bro. That's crazy.
I wasn't expecting that word.
No.
At least for the moment. At least for some period of time. You know what I mean? Because I think the game needs to be reset. You know, it's just too, like, the game has become too much about the hustle and the chasing the bag and how fast can I get the next bag. And that's what's created this microwave culture. And that microwave culture is not going to go anywhere if there keeps being new people feeding into it and then being disposed when, you know what I mean, their shelf life has expired. You know what I mean? And so, like, this expiration date of these artists that are in the industry right now, that expiration date is getting shorter and shorter as the days go on, right? And so I feel like there has to be a great reset. And we talked about the reset here in terms of, like, you know what I mean, the pandemic, you know, happened. People weren't partying. Griselda, you know, made their space. You know what I mean? They bogarted their lane into the culture. And they you know, they've carved out their lane and they've been successful with their lane. But as far as, like, beyond that underground, you know what I mean? Beyond the overground, in the mainstream space, I think there needs to be a great reset in the mainstream space as well. You know what I mean? And so part of me hopes that people realize, look, this manner of doing business, this manner of, you know what I mean, chasing TikTok trends, this manner of, you know what I mean, rehashing, you know, songs that everybody knows already, like, that shit is dead. It's going to get you but so far, but you're never going to reach an Aubrey. You're never going to reach a Kendrick. You're never going to reach a Nicki. Going, you know, doing the same things that everybody else is doing in the space. You know what I mean? So at some point, the mainstream has to be reset for hip hop. You know what I mean? So that people can understand, all right, you know what? This is not sustainable, right? We have to go back to the drawing board and figure out a new way to grow super mega stars, household names in our space, in our culture.
You know what? I think I came here with a different approach. But I might have to agree with Sin. Because I think the game right now, they're probably tired of hearing me say it. It's rigged. It's designed to be microwave. It's designed for you to ingest somebody quickly. Pause. You know what I mean? And then move on. In the last year alone, we had a bunch of niggas. I mean, shit, Glorilla was on fire a year ago today. Some will tell you right now that Glorilla's cold. We got Sexy Red right now. She's on fire today. A year from now, she might be cold. Right. You dig? Quavo and them, Migos, the two remaining Migos members, Migos is so hot at one point that they felt like all three could go solo, put out solo shit, and they'd be in a good position as a group before they came back together. They're cold. I know I'm forgetting a few others. I mean, shit, Corday's cold.
Corday.
You know what I'm saying?
Motherfucker.
Ice Spice is hot right now, but who's to say she won't be cold in a few seconds?
Right.
You dig? Of the new crop, Young Boy was on fire, but then even his streams have taken a dip. I won't say he's cold, but he's approaching cold.
He's not at his peak, right?
Right. Then we have people who we think are lit, but then when you look at these streaming numbers, they're not eating shit. As much as we love Larry June in this space, what do his numbers look like? You dig what I'm saying, guys?
And then
it's the niche argument,
right?
Because he's a niche. Simba's a niche artist. Griselda, to a certain extent, they're still niche. They've raised their Q rating and their awareness, but they're not mainstream, so they're niche. You dig what I'm saying? So it's like, who is the next one? If you think back in time, like back in the late 90s, early aughts, it wasn't just one guy. I mean, Hove was Hove, but you still had your Hoves, you had your M's, fucking X, shit, even Nelly. There was you had options that all of them could sell out a venue.
Yeah.
And I know for a fact I'm forgetting artists. I'm not here to give you a list of every lit nigga from 99 to 02, Ja Rule, all these niggas. But then there was 50. Then for 50, you could say it was Ye. Ye had it for a decent second. Then Aubrey came in. And then Aubrey had to share that spotlight with Cole and Kendrick. But amongst Cole and Kendrick, Aubrey's number one. It is what it is. And I'm not saying he's the best rapper. I'm saying as far as rap megastar goes, it's Aubrey, Kendrick, Cole. The one thing that they all have in common is Kenny Mac, I'm sorry, they all can rap. They're all skilled artists.
Goof out.
Once those three decide to hang it up, you don't have anybody to pick that ball up. Maybe it's Lyrical Linkz, and if you coming in a bit, we don't know.
Right.
But it's like rap is almost like the powers that be in rap are designing it to where it eats itself.
Right, yes.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like we don't have
by design. Like there's no way that it's not by design. This is not happenstance.
Yes.
You know what I mean? This is not a fucking coincidence.
And I agree completely, fellas. Like, absolutely. Like, it benefits the industry to not have one motherfucker who accounts for 25% of the business, right?
Like,
I remember,
it's too much power.
Right.
It's too much power for one person to have.
Right. Drake at his peak, 50 Cent at his peak with the G Unit, you know what I mean? Hove at his peak with Rockefeller. Like, these motherfuckers had a little bit too much buying power, you know what I mean? So it benefits the industry, you know what I mean, not to have one guy do that. But I will say this. It is indicative of your genre if you don't have that big star, right? We heard what Ebro said about what they picking up and what they got. They got a Bad Bunny. They got a Burna Boy. Right. You know what I'm saying? They have a franchise player. So for hip-hop not to have a franchise guy right now is a little shaky. I'm not going to lie.
Or at the very least a replacement, because how long can you keep depending on Aubrey to be your guy?
Come on, man.
Kendrick don't want to be that.
And then also, to be fair to Quavo from our last segment, maybe this is what he's speaking to. You know what I mean? Because everybody that we're talking about, they came up on mixtapes. They were able to build their careers off of mixtapes.
Shit, Little Durk is cold too. Now that I think about it, he was on fire at one point.
Right. From on fire to like
Cold,
man.
Go ahead, son. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. That was my whole point. I mean,
niggas can't sell
when that,
shows.
you know what I mean, when you don't have like it's almost like, you know, you had the G League before, you know, going into the to the league, you know what I mean? So like, if everybody just jumps straight to the league unprepared, it's bound to be it's bound to be a lot of artists that are just like gonna fall by the wayside because they just weren't prepared for that type of limelight, that type of level of platform.
And then to move units, you gotta bundle merch to get a big number to pop. Like mad niggas is talking about all of our favorites, and then when they first week numbers come out, it's 16, it's 32, it's 44.
Come on.
Like, and to be fair, we should put Travis in that conversation too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, because he did big numbers,
but he's not a good enough rapper. That's the reason why I separated him from the rest of the pack.
Right.
Because he's not Cole, Kendrick, or Drake.
And another thing is, are the megastars in rap paying it forward, right? At the end of the day, we know Cole had Jay behind him. Drake had Wayne, that whole situation behind him. Kendrick had Dr. Dre behind him.
True.
And then when you go back to the last generation, everybody was co-signed by a nigga before him. Right. So it's the generation that was left in charge. Are they paying it forward? Is Baby Keem hot like that? Is Party Next Door hot like
Send
that?
it this way.
Cook, y'all.
The problem with all of that is that the powers that be believe that the internet as a whole is strong enough to where you don't need a cosign, because all you got to do is trend on TikTok, which goes back to the bot design argument. When you trend on TikTok and the alpha socials, the whole makeup of it is for you to fizzle out. It's not a brand that's built on staying power. It's a brand on how long do you trend before people don't care anymore.
Listen, people get mad about gatekeepers and the whole concept of gatekeepers.
I'm people.
I understand that, and I mean, there's an argument to that, but like at the end of the day, like a cosign from somebody established, somebody that you trust creatively, you trust in their music, their art, their product. You know they've given you hot fire over the years, like, and they bring you a new artist. You're gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna invest in this new artist. I'm gonna pay attention to this new artist. But like, if there's no gatekeepers, then everybody just rushes the stage. Who do you pick out on the stage?
I see what you're saying. So not the gatekeepers in the sense of what we talked about, but the people who are quality control.
That, yes.
Got it.
Yeah.
You know what? Chat, let us know what you think about this topic. This was an ill topic, you know. It's not just one angle. We cover everything here. You know, we're not journalists. Motherfuckers like to throw that word around in the comment section. We have never said we were journalists. We are people who love rap and we have a podcast. Yeah. We are not journalists. Sorry, So, Masito,
you
voice of the industry.
What's happening?
What you got for us this week?
Voice of the industry. I got a short segment for y'all, but it's kind of a little continuation of what we got into last episode with Russ. You know, Russ actually sells records, y'all. He sells tickets. I know every time we talk about him, he's complaining. You know what I mean? I don't want him to sound like.
Can I just jump in for a second?
What's happening?
Niggas like Russ and what's the other mixed rapper's name?
Which one?
Logic. They move units, so we never talk about the niggas. Are they like? Why not? What is it about them that we just refuse to talk about them?
Check their YouTube. They got like 100 million
Who's listening
views.
to these guys?
My boy,
not us.
He told me to stop using his name, so I won't use his name. But
Al, what up, Al?
Al Jarv used it, not Sid.
Sid didn't use it. With your fucking hats, Al, A-L in caps.
All right, man.
Come on the fucking show. Stop playing, Al. The fuck? You know I'm petty.
But he keeps trying to convince me to listen to Russ, man. And I keep trying because I keep trying to tell him I've listened to Russ, and he's right, because Al tells me like he can rap. Technically, yes, he can rap.
He can rap,
but he has zero quotables. There is nothing that he says.
Is he one of those who's getting by on flow but not bars?
Right, that is of interest at all. There's nothing interesting in anything that he says. So
listen.
But he can rap though. Russ can rap his ass off. He
Al?
can.
No.
Technically.
Listen,
Go ahead, Mase.
we both thug life. We both OVO, bro. But that Russ is some bullshit, bro. So I don't
Take
know
them
about
fucking
that.
hats
I'm
off,
sorry,
Al.
bro. Al, Russ ain't it, man.
You got a lot of nerve to tell Sin, don't say my name. We gonna say it every episode now, nigga. You done fucked up.
What did I do?
He did fuck that one up.
God damn it.
But
My
to
bad,
bring
bro.
it back to Al's favorite rapper, Russ, you know what I'm saying? He's been talking a lot of shit. You know what I mean? These past few weeks, you know, speaking on, you know, fake streams and speaking on the industry. A lot of people think he just complains. He actually makes albums, y'all. But we gonna get to the complaining. So
I tried not to laugh.
that's what we gonna get to. So a couple of posts he made, he was tweeting, they deleted, but I got the screenshots. You know I'm the investigator, you know what I mean? So he said this.
That you are. We done uncovered some shit, but carry on, Mase.
We have actually. Russ tweeted, real shit. I'm about to start faking my streams like everyone else. It's marketing when you think about it. General person is a sheep. If you see a song, let's say 100 million streams, and you haven't heard it, you think, damn, I'm tripping. I need to go peep. And then the fake streams get you real streams. Such a ridiculous game, but fuck it. Maybe I'll film the whole process and drop a doc after. So that's what we wanted to speak about, because he kind of elaborated on the fake streams. You know what I mean? He kind of elaborated. Now, I think there's a couple things, right? There's a difference between people get fake streams and manipulated streams confused, right? So everybody made a big deal about Magic 2, right? They're like, oh, it didn't sell a lot. First off, Nas is not an artist where record sales matter. I think everybody knows this, other than maybe 15-year-olds on rap Twitter. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, check this out. Like, look at Rap Caviar. Look at Rap Life on Apple Music. Nas is on the cover, yes?
Yes.
Never Die is the #1 song, yes? This album is going to go up. It's going to go up. For nothing similar, people always scream about the radio, right? They say, yo, they not playing my radio. The playlists are where it's at, y'all. The fact that you see your favorite artist on a playlist, that means that they in tune. You go to the pop playlist. That's where you see the Doja Cat record, Paint the Town Red, the first record to go #1 all year, right? Since what was the last record before that? Nicki Minaj, who's also on the pop playlist, y'all. Nicki Minaj and Ice Spice on the pop playlist. Not the rap
Barbie
one.
Girl song?
The new, the Barbie Girl song is on the pop playlist. Check the rap playlist and check the pop. It's on there. The Drake Scissors song that just dropped is not on any rap playlist. It's on the pop playlist. That's manipulated streams. That's we know that's where you gonna go. The playlist is where you gonna go. That means, hey, anybody ever listen to a song and Lil Baby freestyle just start playing afterwards, and you're like, why does this fucking song play after every record that I listen to, no matter what? That's manipulated streams. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna talk about the fake streams, like Russ is talking about. So his second tweet, what he said, there was another person tweeting, and they were speaking about how artists may not even know that they're getting manipulated or botting their streams. So his next tweet was, the reality is most artists don't know that their streams are being enhanced. When we get their semi-annual statement and see their marketing dollars spent, they can't really be traced back to anything. That might be where the dollars is going. So what Russ is mentioning is that how a lot of these botted playlists, a lot of these people, they have... Listen, I seen Tony Sunshine go from 26K to 300K in one day on a pop playlist. So the thing is, when Tony Sunshine, listen, man, sorry. Shouts to my boy Panda Shop. But what I'm trying to say is, basically, these artists it's manipulated, but you got to know what to look for. There's fake streams, but do the subs match the views? Do the likes match the views?
Do the subs match the views?
I'm just saying. So you do
shit.
Do
I just called that.
Do the ticket sales match the album sales? You know what I mean? It's a lot of ways to tell whether niggas is faking or not. is what I'm trying to say.
Wow, Mase, that's what we doing
That's
tonight.
what we doing tonight. So that's all I'm saying is that Russ makes a great point about fake streams and fake sales, but there's easy ways to kind of see through the game. You know what I'm saying? And Russ, with all them ticket sales, is one person that's showing. You know what I mean? Fuck that, all that other shit.
I got one question to push back before we move on because we got to get out of here.
What's the vibes?
Can't you say what Russ is talking about is a new way of hating on the niggas who are boosting their streams? Sounds like hate to me.
I think one person can say he's hating, you know, and Russ in particular, because he kind of often comes up in these conversations. But, you know, it could be looked at hate. It could be looked at as hate, or it could be looked at as truth telling. Because at the end of the day, I think everybody was saying, why can't Lil Baby and Lil Durk sell no tickets, right?
Right. Well, what I've learned in the last couple of weeks is truth telling kind of leans towards you being called a hater. So
Ain't that something?
ain't that some shit?
It is.
Anyway, moving on. We get to my favorite segment, the mailbag.
Hey,
You know what I mean? It's a little bit of this, a little bit of that this week.
yeah.
We have, and I'm going to quote him, you know, when my phone is tripping, but here we are. Brooklyn 87, speaking about Magic 3.
Sad.
Magic 3 comment section was lit. He says,
I'll see y'all.
Wayne bodied Nas on Never Die. So how is Nas Michael Jordan? Sincere the Rap Snob, that's for you.
Allen Iverson crossed Michael Jordan up that one game. Does that make Allen Iverson better than Michael Jordan? No.
Shit.
Next.
Gray area of sin. I'm with it.
Honestly,
The fuck are you talking about?
What kind of argument is that,
Not
bro?
you, Sin.
No, I know.
The fuck are you talking
I'm
about?
just saying, what the fuck kind of argument is that?
What the fuck? Why Brooklyn 87? That was a dumbass question. Get the fuck out of here, man. Come on now. Rap Snob, this one is for you. Actually, this one is for me, in fact. But you're in the comment. Big Relly One says, I need the Rap Snob to press Jov on answering the question of who's the GOAT. I'm talking a 10 toes down answer.
Man.
Jay-Z. Next question. 10 toes. C Smooth says, I think this was a weak ending for a historic run compared to the standard they set with their previous 5 projects. I don't know if they rushed it because they wanted to release it on Nas's birthday, or to just do a batch of songs together that they had in the stash without that much thought to it. But this wasn't the quality of the previous 5 in my opinion, based on the standard they set for themselves. Mesito, your thoughts?
Complete nonsense.
Mm.
Sounds like you're describing Magic 2 to me, if you want to be honest. Collection of songs, you know what I'm saying? Not much sequencing, just, you
Kind
know.
of rushed.
But Magic 3, sequencing,
Like,
thematically, like, let's be serious.
If you were to say,
Sin wanted that one.
Nah,
well,
no, man.
because I'm thinking about it, if you were to say they rushed Magic 2 because they knew they wanted to release Magic 3, the superior project, on Nas's birthday, that I would have bought.
Makes more sense.
But your take, complete horseshit. Sorry.
I respect that.
Bless up.
This dumbass take. Again, we, you know what I mean? We have to ask the question.
The fuck are you talking about? The fuck are you talking
And
about?
then we also have to ask,
What the fuck?
then we got to ask you to also,
Get the fuck out of here.
because, you know, and furthermore, where's Lord Jamar at?
Like, who is this guy? Where'd he come from? And why do we fucking keep acting like he's somebody
Four drops.
that we need to fuck with? Get rid of this
You
guy.
to say that about this album is ass backwards,
That
bro.
sounds
Wait, how many did you hit? Four?
Four.
Hit 2 more so you can get the 6P to drop.
Hey.
I just need him to snap.
Last but not least, we have Sean Rivera. On a positive note, he says, this the best show on right now. Once they start having more guests, it's a wrap. Salute real hip hop. People sleeping. Facts. Sean Rivera, thank you.
Appreciate
You know,
bro.
believe it or not, the goal of the Rap Roundtable, besides, you know, having fun as friends and cooking up, is to produce the best pod content in the space.
Sure.
We want this to be an avenue for motherfuckers to pull up, have a good time, tune in, crack some jokes. Basically, a digital lunch table for everybody to tune into. So, Sean Rivera, thank you for getting this. Some people don't get it, although we know that those are burner accounts. They're not real people, and they only show up when certain things happen and it benefits them. Because if you really pay attention, you only see certain accounts in the chat when certain things are said or done, and then it's really them pretending to be somebody else. Just read between the lines.
And trust me, we appreciate when y'all get them about the comments for us.
Talk about it. We love y'all.
Because I know for a fact we're talking to real people out there.
Yeah. There you go. Ain't nothing wrong with real people. You said
real people.
Ain't nothing wrong with humans.
Shout
out to Kenneth. I think his name is Surrey. He done copped another hat. They gonna cop 2 hats in like 3 weeks.
Homie, man.
You dig what I'm saying? Shit like that. Like, we know the real people are out there. There's no burner accounts. There's no weird accusations. Because really, all we want to do is provide you with the best pod content. We want you to have a good time. We don't want to verbally bash you, talk down to, or belittle you. We want you to just be entertained and have fun.
Come on, man.
You know what I'm saying? And if you got a girlfriend, rub some ass while you watch the Rap Roundtable. It's all in, and your girl can watch the Rap Roundtable. She'll laugh too because you know what I mean. It's entertaining.
We love the women who watch the Rap Roundtable.
Talk about it.
Y'all keep us right. Y'all, you know what I mean? They always make sure if we on some dumb shit, they be like, hold up, y'all.
I've been looking at your pod. Are you not on that podcast anymore? You know what I mean? Let us know.
Man.
Like you're not in the spot or whatever the name of that show is. I don't see you no more. What's going on, Leah M?
And shouts to Adri. We gotta have her on.
Shouts to Adri
again sometime soon.
Abundantly Adri.
Coming soon. You know what I'm saying? But nevertheless, salute Real Hip Hop. And speaking of guests, Lyrical Linkz coming very, very soon.
Yes, sir.
But now, we're in the whip. It's Mase and 9. Since they told us to pull up, the summer's almost over, but it's still lit up town.
Yeah.
We put on that Magic 3 and we speeding up there. You dig what I'm saying? The cops chasing me, but I found a way to elude them with a crazy story works the shit that Envy was making up in that Vlad interview.
Yes,
then we got up and Sin. You know what I mean? Then we seen some weirdos in some bot accounts. We seen about 100 every 6 days.
What the hell?
Not real people with bots. And we need them too.
Get off my lawn.
Get all that shit off my lawn.
100 tomorrow.
There's a lot of shit you just mentioned that got to get off my lawn.
Okay.
But we're not going to go there. I have a very specific get off my lawn today. Contrivance got to get off my lawn. You know what contrivance?
People who are full of shit?
Basically gimmicks.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Shit, like when an artist gets up there on our screen or you know, on a stage and just gives us some gimmicky shit, tries to like retread steps that they took already, trying to recreate the same magic that they created some time ago.
Koi.
Bro,
leave Koi alone.
No. It's not just Koi. It's not just Koi.
Not just Koi.
It's not just Koi.
Koi
she is there,
Bay, you know?
But I'm tired of the shit.
I'm not with him.
I'm tired of contrived shit. You know what I mean? I'm tired of people being lazy creatively. You know what I mean? And I'm not even like my number one point wasn't even Koi with Busta Rhymes. They were there.
Mm-hmm.
But Cardi and Meg.
Oof.
Cardi and Meg with that bongos.
Oof.
That shit did not hit, yo.
Oof.
That shit did not hit.
Fuck out of here.
They said, you know what I mean? We had some success some time ago with WAP. You know what I mean? That shit hit. It broke the internet.
It did.
This shit didn't even crack the internet. It didn't even like put a little divot in the internet. Like this shit did not hit like that, bro. And then the Busta and Coi Leray shit, like I gotta talk about it already. We've talked about it already, but like I gotta talk about it again. You know what I mean? Like again, this is a classic break. It's a classic loop. Jay did it. Jay and Foxy, you know what I mean? EPMD did it. Alcoholics did it. Shit, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5 did it. Like, it goes way, way, way back. But the difference is they did it and the shit hit, and this Busta and Coi Leray joint is not hitting. I've tried to listen to it. You know what I mean? And I'm a Busta fan. I can't say I'm a Coi fan, but I'm a Busta fan, and I'm listening to this, and he's fucking singing the hook on it, and I'm like, yo, and Walter's laughing because he knows what I'm fucking talking about. Busta singing the hook on this fucking Luxury Life shit is ass, bro. And I love Busta Rhymes. I'm the one that always bashed for Busta Rhymes at this table, bro. I'm always throwing on like at least half a K for Busta Rhymes. You know what I mean? He had classics with Dilla. He got a classic with Large Pro. He got DJ Scratch.
He's on Victory, man.
He's on Victory.
Yeah.
Scenario.
Yeah.
And the remix.
Yeah.
Whoa, man.
Fucking Flavor in Your Ear remix.
You heard?
That's a bust of rhymes, man.
But
this ain't it. This is not it. This shit is contrived bullshit. It doesn't hit, bro. It sounds like y'all copied and pasted this shit together. You know what I mean? And just one more. And sorry to my boy Deanie, who's not here today, my brother Deanie.
The chef.
I know he likes some little King Combs, but like, bro, your whole career, your whole personality is just like, remaking your dad's shit. Get all this shit the fuck out of here. This shit is lazy. This shit is contrived. It's gimmicks, just retreading steps. Fuck all that shit. We got to get back. Like I said, there has to be a great reset in the culture. We got to go back to original thoughts, original ideas. You know what I mean? If you make a contrived shit out there, please, please, please get off my fucking lawn. Get off my lawn. Get off my lawn.
if you feel like the old shit is gonna ring off because the old niggas are gonna jack it off the rip,
get off my lawn.
If you're not creative enough to push the culture forward,
get off my lawn.
If you're chasing the TikTok trend,
get off my lawn.
And if you just feel like you gotta do old shit to be lit again,
get off my lawn.
And quite frankly, if you have handlers telling you do that old shit again because it worked the last time,
get off my lawn.
Walt, we appreciate you as always being with us. I'm gonna take us home on the rarest of occasions because Deanie's not here.
Yes, sir.
For myself, the point guard, Jav.
Podcast GOAT.
Producer extraordinaire, Sincere the Rap Snob.
Super producer.
Masito, voice of the industry, yet again, providing you with the necessary data you need. We are like the fucking Costco other podcast space. We're not journalists, but whatever information you need entertainment, you need info, you need comedy, you need vibes. The Rap Roundtable is here.
We got it.
Hit that like button. We need 300 likes on every video. Roundtablemerch.com. Copy one of these fly truckers right here. Niggas are copping up. Don't miss the fucking boat. The t-shirts are coming soon.
Yes, sir.
On the socials. Follow us on Instagram, The Rap Roundtable. Follow us on Twitter, Rap Roundtable PC. Make sure you tap in with us. We got a lot of things moving in the future. We got some more interviews coming down the road, but coming up in a second, we have Lyrical Linkz. He is, I repeat, the next one.
Nice.
I'm not even bullshitting you. Like,
raw.
I would say he's up there with the likes of Rome Streets. Maybe better. We don't know.
Hey.
But there's a conversation to be had. And if you love the space and you keep saying we gotta push the culture forward, you walking away from these episodes before the artists come on, you're not helping the culture go forward. You're hindering the culture. So stick around, tune in, and make sure that you tap in with Lyrical Linkz. But more importantly, we appreciate your time. This is episode 80 of the Rap Roundtable. We are out of here. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. The heroes you need.
Shout out Coach. Shout out Bad Influence. Shout out Social Misfits. Shout out Def Soldier.
Yes,
shout out Fresh Out. Shout out Ease. Shout out Tony the Dome. Shout out to everybody in the space who's making this shit go forward.
Yes,
you heard?
Shout out Hitboy, man. Shout out 2T.
Definitely. Shout out Hitboy.
Yeah,
motherfucker
man.
posting my bars on his video.
Sir.
Unsolicited. That's love.
Love.
Niggas in the industry don't do that shit, Hitboy. We appreciate you, nigga.
That's love.
Real shit. Waiting on that Benny project, okay?
Shout out India.
Who's India?
The country.
Yo, kill this shit, Walt. As promised, special guest entering the Rap Roundtable, Lyrical Linkz.
Yes, sir.
Welcome.
Definitely, I'm in a building.
What up?
That was the first question I was gonna ask you. Like, what part of New York City are you from? Are you strictly Marcy, Brooklyn, or you have ties throughout the city?
I'm definitely tied in throughout the city. Like, I was born and raised in Southside Jamaica, Queens.
Okay.
Born and raised. And then I've been living in Mase for like the past 13 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because we did I think like an episode like maybe a week ago, and I was like, yo, he's from Queens and he's from Marcy, but I was like, wait, is he just from Marcy? I'm not sure. I didn't want to misinform the people.
Yeah.
All right, so what's that connection like? You know, from a rap perspective, you know, we got Hov from Marcy.
Yeah.
Nas is from Queens.
Yeah.
It's a lot of argument I get to
Oh,
make.
we gonna take it there?
I mean, yeah.
Take it there already?
Y'all ain't fucking around.
That's what they
man.
expect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like where do your allegiances lie? Like you know what I mean?
Oh,
It's not
man.
even the Nas so much. No disrespect to Nas, but it's the 50. Like, I'm from Southside
Talk about
Jamaica,
it.
Queens,
Yeah.
so I'm from Lakewood and 107. So that shit, I was out there on God Bro heavy, like, and that's where 50 from. So that shit is a different feeling being over there, like being from that area, like. And then coming up in 2003, being 8 years old, 9 years old, listening to that shit. Like, you see how 9 years old listening to drill music now and they dancing to it, to these dance waves. That's how I was inspired at 9 years old listening to 50 Cent. I'm like, oh, nah, this is crazy. Like,
Yeah, that was gonna be my question, because I wasn't gonna ask you your age. I don't like people ask. I don't like asking people their
He's
age.
not a lady. It's okay.
No, I get it. But some people, you know what I mean? Like, you're an artist, you want to, keep shit a little secret.
Right.
But yeah, that's the era you came up in.
Yeah.
Early 2000s. So besides 50, like, who really formed your you know what I mean, your taste?
Stack Bundles.
Ooh.
Copy.
Talk about it.
Definitely.
Copy.
Stack Bundles shaped me. God bless him. God bless him.
All right, so let's
a
start
far rock,
from
man.
the beginning. Like, 8 years old, you mentioned 50 Cent.
Mm-hmm.
How old were you when you wrote your first bar?
I think I was 11.
Okay.
Yeah, I was in junior high. Yeah, I was 11. I was in 6th grade. My son Mike, he came to me like, yo, let's put this together. I still remember that shit like yesterday, bro. Like, that ass.
That's fire. That's fire. I was listening to some of your music because I like to familiarize myself besides what I see on the socials. We'll get to some of the records you put out recently in a second. But what stood out to me from an artistic standpoint, now that you mentioned 50, is like, you don't just rhyme, you know? Like, everybody's nice. Everybody, you know what I mean? Put a fire 16, 24, 32 together. People who come in.
Yeah.
But
Niggas is alright.
Everybody
This
ain't
shit,
nice.
a lot of bullshit out
He's
there.
speaking
right
from
now.
the New York perspective.
Yeah,
I
this is
think.
New York
Yeah,
bias.
yeah.
New York bias.
We a little
Like
biased.
lyrical.
You care about song making a lot. Like, what? How did that get into you as far as like hooks, subject matter, not just bars? Niggas give us like a whole bunch of bars on a sample beat, no chorus is nothing. But you seem like you're dedicated to proper song structure, and making sure that it's not just, all right, I'm nice, that's it.
All right, cause it's like, I was looking at G Unit like this. All right. Banks is like super nice. Like, he was like the punchline king. Everybody knew he had the best bars. But it was like, who was the superstar? And 50 showed me that you had to form yourself. You had to create yourself. You had to create a sound. It wasn't just about bars. You had to impact the world. You had to move the room, like, for real. So that's what I took that and ran with that to create more songs. Like, I'm like, all right, like, I know I'm nice, but let's get out of that. Like, let's focus on these hooks. Let's focus on these girls.
I think that stands out a lot because, as I just mentioned, a lot of songs, don't get me wrong, they're fire, but I feel like you get put in a box if you just continue to just give people lyrics.
Exactly. I was
You put a ceiling on your creation.
Versatile. Right.
That's key.
I could get versatile.
Being from New York, you see where the sound is right now. Are you afraid that like what you're doing is not going to be properly respected as you continue to elevate?
No, I'm not afraid at all. I just got to get to the right person and it's a wrap. I'm just trying to make enough noise for Hov to hear me. That's it.
Heard it.
Heard.
Mase, jump in, bro. You be
Nah.
over there, nigga.
Listen. He's speaking on the 50 influence and it makes sense because just like Job said, you got a certain balance in not only the lyricism but the songwriting in general. You know what I mean? So when it comes to like your album making, do you approach it the same way? Like what? Because when we talking about 50, we talking about West Coast records, down south records. So when it comes to your actual record making, how do you approach it?
I really didn't even sit down and think of it like that too much album mode. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I be thinking about more of what am I going through right now.
Right.
Like what I'm going through at the moment. That's how I make my album music. Like, it's a lot of pain, like, you know what I'm saying?
Man, I respect that. There was a record that I was listening to where like you kind of laid out, I think you dropped it back in 2020, where it was about a story rhyme, and you kind of laid out a situation where it was the jokes involved. Is that based on a true story?
Oh, man. Oh, no.
Like how, you know what I mean?
Hey, it's entertainment, man. This is entertainment, man.
That's the answer I was looking for.
This is all entertainment, man.
Because it's ill, because, you know, we, as much as we love rap, we complain a lot about the subject matter. Like, okay, like, you're good. But it's like seeing that you put that together. I think there was another gentleman on that. I'm gonna find the name of the song in a second once I'm finished talking. But I just like the idea that it's a story. You gave character. You know what I mean? Because I remember when I was reaching out to you, like, yo, let's do this together. You made it clear. It's like, bro, like I'm nice. Like, I don't want to just be known about the lyricism. So then when I really started to dig into the music, it's like, oh, all right, this guy is really good. But you look around the underground space and you see it's a lot of the same. Have you ever been like tempted to get into the loops, just rap?
You feel like I sound the same as the underground?
Not at all.
Nah. Okay.
But I'm saying, do you no, he doesn't say the question. I'm saying, do you ever feel the pressure to get into that trend? Like, let me just get on these loops, do that like everybody else says that's what's hitting right now.
I just feel like that shit is like, you know, then you become faceless. Like, you know what I'm saying? You start losing your identity, then you start losing your sound. Because at first you was playing with it, you know what I'm saying? And now you're consciously sounding like this man or this wave. It's over. You ain't gonna be able to go back to what you used to do. It's like a battle rapper trying to start making songs. It's kind of hard for him to do that. Or a song maker to go into battle rap. Them niggas gonna chew you alive. I don't give a fuck how nice you are, how much balls you got. That's a different kind of format, the way they set it up and deliver it. You know what I'm saying? Than making a fucking song.
That's a great response, because it's like we go to these shows, right? Let's say there's like 15 rappers at this show. They're all rhyming on the same beat. It's the same BPM, same sample. The only difference is a voice. The flows, the pockets are all the same. So it's like, honestly, it's refreshing to hear you actually making songs, picking different beats. I even heard you on some drill shit. I'm like, oh shit, this nigga got some dexterity.
Yeah, I did a couple for the people, because people was hounding me. Yo, bro, come on, bro. I got you, man.
Is there a particular lane in terms of like the music that you make? Is there a particular type of sound or song that you lean more towards, or that's more so heartfelt? Like,
no, I'm a superstar, man. I could do it all. Honestly.
Say that.
Word.
I respect that 100%. When we get into this space, a lot of times, I want to give you credit for giving thoughtful answers so far, because we've had some interviews where it's like, yeah, nah. All right. You know what I mean? But what's the next play? Like, I see you have that, pardon me, the Cream record out. I've also heard you get on other popular samples. First and foremost, is there any pressure to approach those records knowing what the crowd would be? Let's start there.
Yeah, because like you said, like it's kind of hard to deliver with the way that the music sound is now. You know what I'm saying? So I gotta really target a Flex, DJ Spazzo.
Okay,
I need these guys to hear me. You know what I'm saying? Because what's going on right now is not what I'm delivering, but it's nothing like me.
There it is.
It's nothing like me.
There it is. Because it's like, I heard it, and it's like, oh, okay, Cream, let me see. Even the young lady that was on that record, Ace Allure, she got off too. Like, y'all, let's be clear, y'all.
Shout out to Ace in Harlem.
That was the first record. I threw it in the group chat, say, yo, this nigga's nice. Because I'm like, he rhyming on this. Is this a good idea? Is it a good play? Because the rap fan in me is like, I want to hate immediately. Like, this is a classic sample. Like, you shouldn't even touch this shit. But then you got on there and you did your thing. So like, the next question with that is, that record is getting a lot of traction right now.
Right.
What's the next move?
Just staying focused, stay driven.
Is there a project attached to it, or?
No, I'm just gonna keep keep delivering these singles, stay hot. I'm about to go on tour with Vado right now, October 13th.
Shouts to them.
I got a big show with King Streets, October 8th. It's the concert, King Streets and Friends. It's gonna be celebrity guests in the building. So we gonna be out there. I'm just gonna be making moves. Y'all gonna see.
I'm seeing, bro.
Now, one thing I gotta say is that you mentioned you a superstar. You got obvious star power. Even when you watching the videos, it's like something make you stop scrolling. Like, let me see what this guy got to say. But when it comes to star power, how do you sell that in 2023? Everybody trying to go viral. Everybody trying to be a clown. How do you sell yourself to the audience in these days?
Nah, it's real shit.
Nah, I know, but
I gotta put myself in front of them. They gotta start seeing me more. Like I know this is the social media era, but I feel like how I'm sitting in front of y'all now, I need to be in front of people. I need to perform more. I need to do more interviews. I think that's how they gonna love me more.
Copy.
Have you been like hesitant in the past to get in front of the camera in this way?
No, I'm ready.
You ready? Okay.
Yeah.
So with that being said, again, going back to your music, you mentioned you had 3 daughters. How did that change your approach to life and your music?
Whoa, yeah, man. It's daughters, it's girls, so it's a little different, man.
Talk to me.
They daddy's girls. They live with me. You know what I'm saying?
That's real.
I'm busy. I'm always busy. When I leave here, I'm going with my babies, make sure they good. Like, and that shit it makes me want to go hard. I got to keep doing what I got to do. I can't lose. That's just all I know.
That's a fact. Did becoming a parent change the way you wrote your bars, or your music is your music?
Yeah, I feel like I got more mature.
Okay.
I feel like I got more mature, definitely. I used to be more grislier with the bars. Everything was shoot 'em up, bang, bang.
Go ahead, sir.
Nah,
they changed my life.
Yeah, absolutely. Children will absolutely change your life. You know what I mean? I have a son myself. You know what I mean? I know what that feels like. You know what I mean? So how do you deal with that dichotomy?
Like how the balance?
The balance of real life, being a father versus, you know what I mean, going hard.
As an artist.
Yeah.
My kids love my music, so that's what makes me want to do it more. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's not really too hard for me. Yeah, my daughters love it. You get in front of them and put anything on, they gonna sing it to you. Like I got a 5-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 2-year-old, but they very well alert and they ready. Like I don't know, this new generation, these kids are smart, bro.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Yo,
any one of them start rapping?
No, but they watching daddy.
Yeah.
Musically inclined, you never know. A couple years down the road, you might be some
one of my
bars,
daughters
you know
share the same birthday as Young and May.
Okay.
My other daughter, her birthday is 8/08, like August 8th. You know what I'm saying? 8/08. I share the same birthday as Nipsey. We musically inclined all the way around.
I love to hear it.
R.I.P. Nip.
I love to hear it.
God bless him too.
Yeah.
As far as that goes, young kids, music, rap, it's a young man's sport. That's what they tell us. You see the trends. Going forward, there's an argument now that Afro beats and what was the other genre that they said was gonna get us out the way?
Reggaeton.
Reggaeton was gonna push us out the way. When you hear that from an Ebro, a person of his stature, like were you offended by that, like, or did you feel like whatever they gonna say what they gonna say anyway?
Nah, Ebro gotta hear Lyrical Linkz Pain too.
Okay.
Because I delivered hip hop on an Afro beat. You get what I'm saying?
That's
to show them, like, you know what I mean? Even though this is what's sounding so wavy, I could still deliver that sound on that, and we could collab together and make something crazy.
That's fire that you did that. Was that your
Check
idea?
It out. Pain too. That's my idea, definitely. I'm like, oh, this Afro beat shit going crazy. What's her song? Thames. She had a song out in 2020. That was going crazy. You don't need no other body. So when I'm hearing that, I'm like, oh, I need to go crazy off that.
I think I heard that one, but let me ask you this now. Like, let's go back in time. Forget about right now. You told us back in like the 6th grade, you wrote your first rhyme. But like, when was it the first time that you knew you were good, or someone told you, yo, you're nice, you should pursue this? Talk us through that.
Damn. My man's like getting around my friends and shit, like they like, yo, son, you really could rap, bro. Like you really need to get in the stew, really do this. I went in the studio, I dropped a song, and one of my other friends, he was like getting menaced by a guy named Chaz Williams. God bless the dead. You know, son heard the record and was like, yo, this shit is hard. They got that shit to DJ K Slay, and I was on the radio at 16.
That's crazy.
Word. So I'm like, oh, it's over. I ain't playing with this shit.
I'm dropping Chaz's name. You talking that queen shit for real, man.
I'm surprised. I was expecting you to say the lunch table. Everybody that's ever come on this show say, yo, it's the lunch table. We was at lunch and niggas told me I was nice. My man, since 16, I was on K Slay. That's different. Salute. Applaud that, man.
Definitely.
Sin asked you a similar question, but I'll pivot it. There's a person watching this interview right now that might not have never heard you. What would you tell that person as far as why they should get familiar with Lyrical Linkz?
Get familiar with Lyrical Linkz because I'm a realist. I take care of my kids. Y'all gonna see when y'all tap into my social media, I'm a full-time dad. Like, my music is hard. Ain't nobody sounding like me. And I'm sucker free in a land full of lollipops, man. Word.
Sucker free, y'all. I'm stealing that one.
Word.
I appreciate
That's
that. Hands down.
Word.
Tour's coming up. Sucker free.
That ass.
We need a new project. Selfishly speaking, we need a new project because honestly, bro, like I'm a voyeur. I'll be there watching and creeping. I'm like, I'm seeing the momentum. I'm seeing the energy, bro. Like, and being a New Yorker, we need more of you.
Yeah.
There's not many of you right now. I don't know if you know that, but as what you do,
I think he knows it.
you think he knows?
I think he knows it.
Do you know that?
It's not many.
You can say it.
It's not many.
It's
But
not
I'm
many.
humble. I'm humble.
We need that because I think you're right in the middle of, quote, old school, but you still have a lot of new energy and you're willing to take risks. You're not in one particular pocket and you write hooks. Like the hook versatility that I heard from you is like surprising because again, I did not expect that because guys don't write hooks anymore. It's like I'm very appreciative of that. And then you sometimes you even try little notes, little melodies and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, they gotta listen. The fuck?
You too.
You know what I'm saying? Like I really appreciate that. You said Pain 2 was the most recent release that you had?
That was on the Afro beat.
Okay.
You know what I mean, that was based around that sound. When Ebro throwing all that out.
Afro beats. This guy.
Yeah.
Amazing shit. Listen to me. We appreciate you coming on.
Definitely, man.
Next time you in the rollout mode, please come through. Send me whatever you got. Even if it's a WAV file, send it to us.
For sure.
For the people who don't know, they can't find you. I've told them already on Instagram to follow you like multiple times. But like outside of IG, where else can they find Lyrical Linkz?
Mase.
I mean, like on the social, like they want to follow you on Twitter.
Real life. He said,
come bring the love, man.
Which side though? Which side, man?
You're welcome, man. Park Ave, man. Y'all welcome,
say that.
Man. Park Mase Ave, man. Y'all welcome.
Fuck social media.
Y'all welcome, man.
That's funny. In a bit,
pull up on no op stupid shit though.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's easy to hit the follow button because niggas is weird out here.
Word, niggas is crazy.
Shit like that. People, this is Lyrical Linkz. Tap in with them.
Check them out.
I'm a fan. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate y'all.
And I'm looking forward to more work from this guy. Like at this point, anytime you drop, I'm probably gonna be the first. Like just double tapping that shit. But get familiar with this guy. Salute, bro.
Respect.
Yes.